Yo, fine scouts and intrepid internet travelers. Welcome to my channel. I'm Josh, your Binge Buffoon, if you will have me. I'm recording this intro well after the fact because I have no idea what I'm doing with footage anymore. In this video, I will be watching episodes 7 and 8 of The Wire's second season. Before anyone gives me shit for wearing this ridiculous deep V-neck, it looks like the sort of thing you'd use to wipe the oil off your car's dipstick, because it is literally just falling apart. And I think it's my old man's from, years ago. It's comfortable. It's the shirt I slept in last night, and I woke up and I figured, I don't give a f today. What's the difference? And I'm just being proactive here, in case someone wants to make fun of me. This does look ridiculous. I should have changed shirts. Whatever. Maybe it'll enhance my sex appeal for the ladies out there. So D'Angelo's dead. No blaze of glory. Did his best. Failed, and now it's over. Because that last episode brought up F. Scott Fitzgerald, I was thinking about him and his work. And then started thinking about Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which is a film directed by David Fincher, written by the same dude who wrote Forrest Gump, which makes it an unusual Fincher film. It's very mystical and lighthearted and charming in a lot of ways, which is not Fight Club or Seven, or his newest film was The Killer. I didn't watch that. I know it's on Netflix. But there's a quote from that movie that many people have attributed to F. Scott Fitzgerald because The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, the film, is inspired by a short story that Fitzgerald wrote. Inspired because it's completely different in most ways. The only similarities that the film and the short story really share is that they both revolve around a character who's aging backwards. But there's a quote in the film that's exclusive to the film that I think is appropriate. And maybe I'll dub over myself with the audio of Brad Pitt saying this in the film in a letter to his character's daughter. For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early,
to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Start whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. And if you find that you're not,
I hope you have the strength to start all over again. I think this quote applies to The Wire in a weird way. It certainly applies to D'Angelo's story because he was in prison, surrounded by people who wanted him to be something he didn't want to be. And he decided, no, it's not too late. I'm not proud of the life I lived. I'm living. I'm going to find the strength to start all over again. Fortunately, pretty much the second he made that decision, the powers that be decided it was too late. The Wire is certainly not, at times, an optimistic show. Piece of work like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, even though when I first saw that film on Christmas Day, whatever year it came out, I went to see it in theaters by myself. I feel like it was 2008 or something. It was 2008. That was a good year for films. That was the same year that The Dark Knight came out, which is one of my favorite films of all time. I love Nolan. It was the same year that Iron Man came out. You could argue that was an inflection point for cinema because it was the launching pad for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah. Anyway. But I was going to say that when I left the theater after seeing that film, I was speechless. I really enjoyed it, and it really affected me emotionally. It's not perfect. It's certainly not perfect, but I thought it was a masterclass in cinematography, direction, acting. I prefer it to Forrest Gump, honestly. Like that sort of magical film. They don't make films like that anymore, do they? They're films that are so detached from reality, the opposite of The Wire, in a way, in terms of storytelling, but still make you feel so much. It's a fairy tale, they don't make fairy tales like that, like Benjamin Button. Just remake we've already seen. Bodie's buying flowers.
Something in particular?
Funeral.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's D'Angelo's.
Well, who was it that passed? A relation?
Nah, we worked together.
Like a brother.
You know, we wasn't all that tight, but he was still my nigga, you know? Hell yeah, see? This what I'm talking about.
That gat and grip thing over there sells.
It's just an AK made out of flowers.
You stand with a nigga, you stand with him to the end. Otherwise you ain't nothing yourself. Judge ran wild on his ass, gave him 20. I guess he couldn't handle all them years, you know? It's a weak-ass nigga when you think about it.
Figured he'd say that.
Let me get something in strong colors, right? Red, black, whatever. But make it look like one of them towers down on Franklin Terrace. You know, the high-rises, right?
You want the arrangement to look like a high-rise housing project? Rest in peace and remembrance, something like that? Something that says how you feel about the loss.
Fuck it, all right? Just make sure the towers look like they do. Thanks.
Because it was actually kind of sweet. He really put some thought into that, Bodie, you know? But the irony of it is it doesn't reflect really... It's more a reflection of how he sees his life and his world, which D'Angelo was a part of, but D'Angelo would probably prefer something more traditional, like the angel. Maybe not. I mean, it's pretty cool what Bodie came up with. But I can't help but shake the feeling that his gift denies the reality of it all, you know? Or maybe it acknowledges it. I don't really know. My interpretation of that scene is very foggy right now. I don't always have an immediate interpretation of a scene. You gotta think about this shit, obviously. Don't worry, kid. You're still on the clock, horseface. Also, I don't know how close people would pay attention to my channel, but I've definitely shit-talked Starbucks in the past. They are overpriced. They are overrated. The coffee doesn't taste that good. But they got this white chocolate macadamia cold brew. They put little nuts on top. It's tasty, okay?
Ross comes walking through here and sees the two of you hunched over, playing video games on 14 open murders. He's gonna fucking blow.
That is exactly why we asked Lieutenant Daniels to set us up at his offsite over in the southeast.
Well, if Daniels has a detail set up already, maybe he takes the murders too.
You'd parry him with all those murders.
That was approval, right? He just gave approval to go ahead with this.
No idea. I hate to use the word irony again because I just used it before, but the irony of this is that if they do slow it down, they will be able to probably solve all of those murders. Someone said he wins the race. We all know that saying, but we never embrace it.
Me and my niggas done sold all that shit off. Come past and get paid. That's why I'm at with it.
Hey, Frog.
His name's Frog. You slap him, I feel like.
And I don't know how to tell you this. You happen to be white.
Yeah.
Just like all the other little piss pants on the block. Second, I'm also white.
I'm white too, guys, by the way. I don't know if you noticed.
You go in your pocket, come up with 500 in advance, and the 210 that you owe to Zig. You can work my package. Saying, this is the shit you had out here last week. Shit was good. All right.
Oh, because he's got half that heroin. Or he's got that heroin.
Keep it real, y'all. Yo.
Yo. Nick is really... I think he's going to be in for a rude awakening, but you can tell that right now, given all of his dealings with the Greeks and the people he's been around, that he feels emboldened, confident, overconfident. Sometimes that's a good thing because people take you seriously, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that lady looking at him, like, oh, yeah.
Everything to your satisfaction? Prison people taking it that bull hung his own self, right?
And if I were you, I wouldn't want a word of this mess up in everyone's ear.
Oh, wow.
You better get up in this before it get cold. This shit is good.
Well, this is gonna fall apart.
Man, fuck him. He knew when he hung himself how we was gonna carry it. Nigga did that shit to hurt me, man.
Actually,
D was just fucking weak.
he wasn't, though. Honestly, he wasn't. He was willing to take it all and build himself back up. He never would have killed himself, I don't think, in that moment. He even flushed the drugs, dude. God damn it. This is so... this sucks.
One time, and, you know, he get to thinking he can't do the years in here.
Oh, man. And they paint... now this narrative is getting written about him, and this picture's getting painted that just isn't even accurate. His whole legacy is ruined. What the fuck? I really hope Avon finds out it was String, then. Just because just because of the girl. Well, I mean, String. It wasn't just because of the girl. String didn't like that he was being difficult. Damn.
We need a bug, something that can stand up to the pressures of the modern urban crime environment.
Let me show you.
Am I in? The man just said $1,250, Herc.
Can we give it a test run?
Leave me a credit card and take it for 48 hours.
Got a credit card?
Don't you?
It's max to the max, man. Okay, we're just gonna use it for a couple of days, get what we need, and bring it back.
Detective Moreland's target looks to be the same as yours.
No.
Yes. You could take these 14 homicides and turn that half-assed detail you got going into something that matters.
Already matters.
No. Sorry, Colonel. You keep the murders in my estates covered.
Smarter than he looks.
I mean, he looks pretty smart. He always has.
Where's your friend?
Case is done for all I know.
Yeah? So, you're back to the usual then?
Don't fall for this, Frank, but you're going to.
Starting tomorrow, I'm down at the Fairfield terminals.
You're too pretty for the Fairfield Piers, darling. You need to be uptown here with us.
She's good at this whole, like, dangling the carrot thing. She did it with, what's her ex's name? Mao?
Snug as a bug.
God.
In a rub.
Nice.
First face working. Probably wasting half a day watching it offload.
Yeah, we should be at the bar by now. Nothing's wasted. I'm getting a feel for this shit.
I wonder how Bunk's drinking's gonna come back around, because they've really focused on that this season. This show obviously knows what it's doing when it comes to writing. They wouldn't be showing all that unless it was gonna play a role and somehow affect things.
Modern robotics do much of the work in the world's largest seaport, which have modeled the future of cargo management. Completely containerized cargo arrives and departs on ships a third of a mile long, 24 hours a day, with short turnaround. Smart card technology provides greater security and improved accountability, with no need for unreliable human surveillance.
I was just talking to someone the other day about automation and AI and how it's going to affect jobs and workers. You know, it's great for people at the top where, like, there's less overhead. We don't have to pay employees, but what the fuck do those guys do? Push buttons? I mean, how many guys do you need doing that? But it's crazy how relevant this show still is, you know.
Second. What kind of man hours are the stevedores clocking over there?
I don't have those figures handy, sorry. But Rotterdam does employ 4,000 people.
That's efficiency, man.
By eliminating some of the more dangerous work, the Rotterdam technologies have reduced employee work-related accidents and injuries by 60%.
Yeah, but everyone's broke.
Exactly. Can't get hurt if you ain't working, right?
Right.
Hey, Jackie.
String? You too, huh? We got enough food for 3 weeks right now.
What's up, little man?
How you holding up?
Damn, I'm just thinking about all the ways in which this can go wrong for Stringer now. This dude's more ruthless. I knew that, though. Obviously, I knew that because of the Wallace situation. I just don't even know how you operate like this. How you have someone's son killed, and then you sit next to them with your hand on their shoulder and comfort them. I mean, maybe in your mind you justify it by saying, yeah, I did this, so I have to help with the grieving. But his face right there in that moment, even, what he just did was almost annoyed, like, yeah, whatever. What does it all matter if you lose your soul like that? You sacrifice your soul, and is it just about...
That's your half on the last 2 packages. Plus
dopamine hits, like what Nick's getting right now? Is that all life's about? Getting what you want?
Packages were my thing, Nick.
fuck if you ain't handle that business better, too.
See, we're making money.
An ego? I feel like Zig would betray Nick if it meant him feeling better about himself.
I got other issues right now.
Eternity?
Got a kid?
Oh, Jesus, Zig. You knocked up Prissy Catlow?
I only fucked her once.
Christ, everybody down the point fucked her once, Zig.
Oh, wow. She might have just picked him as the sorry sucker because she knew she could manipulate him, you know? That would make sense. Or take advantage of him, I mean. Price is coming out of the strip club. This is... We've discussed this.
A lot of girls. Pretty ones.
I think that...
Guess Chardane's friend hooked us up good. Who's in charge?
There's some woman I seen going to the back room. She looks a little bit older. I couldn't get close enough to say much about her.
Grab any ass press?
So, yeah.
For us?
These scenes with... I don't remember his wife's name. Sorry. But I love these scenes with him and his wife.
For number one, I'm going to bring Burrell exactly what he asked for and exactly what he needs to make Stan Valchik go away.
Not to interrupt the man here, but...
I'm playing their game this time.
It's kind of the antithesis to McNulty's marriage, right? Because they're so open and with each other and they're really a unit. For better or worse. I mean, I feel like she has the upper hand in some ways. McNulty's very much all on his own. He wants it to be that way.
When'd you get served with these? In the mail? When Pokey Barber got hit with paternity, a sheriff had to come to his house and serve him with papers.
Oh. Oh, wow. So it sort of was him being taken advantage of. Wow. And I just realized Maui was, you know, it didn't dawn on me that Maui was BD sex until just now. But duh, the guy in the bar. That's funny. It's also not funny. We always pick on and make fun of the guys we know it's like, I was gonna say it's like with Will Smith, like Chris Rock. Pick on the people who don't think they can be taken down a notch. Those are the people you need to make fun of. Those are the people we make fun of. The people in power. People who feel powerful.
Sir? Wrong building.
This coupling,
Floor, all of them.
excuse the term, is interesting. I like Kima and Prez. That's cool. It's an interesting dynamic.
6 Patapsco Terminal.
So we're on. Should we tell the lieutenant?
Right now, the less the lieutenant knows,
You guys just really don't take care of yourselves. I guess there's some orange juice there.
New truck, yo?
Ah, what the fuck?
Making money here, right? From where?
Yeah, this guy's some kind of supply. Snap some shots off of the truck tags.
That's so clever. Mick's getting a little too confident. Decides to buy a new truck. They got the mic, the wire. He's got the...
No, fuck me!
But yeah, you gotta return that, man. You ain't getting that. It's over. It's not worth her life. It's over. What if this is how Carver dies? Ah, it's over. It's over, bro. They got, I mean, something out of that at least, kinda. Nick is on their radar now, I think.
Slap on a hard hat, pick up a clipboard.
What if they're not sneaking anything off this time? What then?
oh, then tragically, you will have wasted yet another day in a life you've already misspent in the service of the city of Baltimore.
Oh, wow. Why'd you gotta hit us with that, Lester? What's this tattoo on his neck? Has that always been there?
Go hot to a truck, you go back in the stacks and bang on him to make sure. I trust these greed fucks with nothing. He ain't been working much.
Hasn't needed to.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do. You now or you before?
Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want.
Where'd they find this songbird? Oh, baby squirrel. Oh, his boy.
Tell
Boy's
him
crying.
what you want.
Is this Stringer again with his hand on?
Call him up. Tell him what you want.
I feel like Proposition Joe does he suspect String? You gotta think his mom suspects something given her last conversation with D.
Shit look tight, yo.
Oh wow. It's a great gift, really. Just throws a rose on it. And I'm getting it in too. Savage. Savage.
Of course, this is neither the time nor the place. Get at you for a moment. Got a proposition here.
Of course you do. That's what you do.
West Side dope been weak for a while now. Every dope fiend in the city know that Avon been putting out piss and calling this shit.
Proposition Joe is good at business too. He's like Stringer's equal in a way.
Thing is, y'all got the best territory and no kind of product. I got the best product, but could stand a little more territory, so you see where this thing need to go.
East Side, West Side coming together?
You got the towers. I got what goes in them. Later for all that bullshit. I'll talk to everyone.
He's gonna do it. String will do it regardless. He's gonna. I think this is. I mean, what the fuck does he care what Avon thinks anymore? He just killed his nephew. But I think Avon will say no, and then Stringer will do it anyway. Stringer's taken over. He will gradually, you know. They're like Sith, right? Not to make a Star Wars reference, but I'm about to. The apprentice always kills the master, takes over. Well, that's the expectation, at least.
Your son.
Jason's at Princeton.
Princeton. And after he graduates, he's gonna do what?
Whatever he wants.
Right. You know, back when we was kids, Danny Hare's father stole a couple cases of cognac off a ship. Except when he gets it home, it ain't cognac. It's Tang. TV was saying it's what the astronauts drank on their way to the moon. You drink it, well...
Then you could be an astronaut, too.
All summer long, that shit was all the Hare kids drank. Tang with breakfast, Tang with lunch. Tang when they woke up scared in the middle of the night. What do you think they grew up to be? Stevedores. Something tells me Jason DiBiago will grow up and squeeze a buck the way his old man did.
Wow.
My great-grandfather was a knife sharpener. And since he didn't want his sons to push the goddamn thing, he made sure my grandfather finished high school and my old man went to any college that would take...
Because down here it's still, who's your old man till you got kids of your own? Then it's, who's your son?
Mm-hmm.
But after the horror movie I seen today, robots. It breaks my fucking heart that there's no future for the Sabatkas on the waterfront.
Woo! These scenes with Frank are so fucking good. Because this is the working class's plight. Generational. Then there's some people like his family got out of
But
this.
I'm also talking about the canal.
Take advantage of the people at the bottom, though.
Dunes who run the old line state, they're gonna talk about the canal until someday, some way that motherfucker gets dredged and we get
Dude, he's literally holding the... That's a way to threaten somebody. Wow. Holding the dart like a knife to him. Yeah, but he was saying like, oh, we used to be blue collar as well, my family. And then, well, you don't give a fuck about the people in the mud once you're out of it. I'm still here, you know, Frank's saying, and I'm worried about my family moving forward. Your family's fine. They can do whatever the fuck they want. My family can't. My kids can't. They gotta do this, and you're taking this away from them. I know whoever was on that dartboard held some symbolic significance as well, but I didn't catch it.
Copy that. I've got it in the yard. I've got a white male. He's hooking the truck onto the, what you call it?
What the fuck is his name? Sergey now? Yeah.
The driver takes it through checkout, in which case it might be that Horseface just entered the wrong container number and they find it there. Or it goes out to Bob
This is
Taillight.
gonna amount to something. Kima better not get shot again.
Kima, keep the eyeball until it clears the yard.
She won't. They wouldn't do that again. Kima just gets shot every season and it is okay. Well, it's a new season. Another bullet for Kima. Just the Terminator at the end of the day.
I got him. I'm Browning, heading west toward the city.
I got him going straight on Newkirk. He's all yours, Bunk.
This is like when they were tailing Avon near the end of season 1, kinda. Except this makes sense. It's not haphazard and rushed. It's not out of desperation, you know what I mean?
He went to ground off of Newkirk, some kind of warehouse. Pyramid Incorporated, 5605 Newkirk. Brianna, man.
I'm not gonna say I like that Stringer was the one who did this, but it makes Avon more sympathetic. I'm definitely on Avon's side right now. Like, I dislike String more. Narratively, it's a good way to manage the audience's empathy where it's placed. Because I'm sure some people watch this show like a fly on the wall and they don't really like, oh, now I feel for this character more or I identify with this character more. But I'm back and forth. The characters aren't just stagnant. That's real life. The way you feel about someone changes daily, kind of. Because we change daily.
It ain't on you.
No, it's not, but he did find
it. It ain't on you. I would tell you if it was.
Yeah, he can tell you that with confidence, with certainty, because it's on him. Wild.
What's up with that other thing, man?
Maybe Avon will never find out, though. How could he? This dude whose cousin did it somehow says something.
Everybody knows he got a smoke and he wants to share. If we cut him a slice of the towers.
It's not even a thought, man. No.
Yeah. I saw this coming. Like, Avon's like, no. But Stringer will take. Somehow. That's what I see coming. It makes sense. I could be wrong. Sometimes good shows are predictable, though, because the characters are so well crafted that you're like, this character would do this. Especially now. Just like Nick, Stringer feels emboldened. He feels like God, probably. He just offed his boss's nephew. And that's a serious piece of information that he has and no one else does. And he's out there patting Avon's sister on the shoulder and being like, everything's gonna be all right. That shit's gonna give you a God complex. Brianna on the shoulder, you know.
Start looking at the 2-bedroom joints. We can pay. Got a new job?
For now, I don't think you should be banking on that as a long-term thing.
Like $500 a week, but steady. You know, we can count on it.
No. You're an idiot.
$1,500.
Just couldn't stand up to the modern urban crime environment, man. Solicit to Nicholas Andrew Sabatka, 1485 Breno Street.
Oh, they're here.
Sabatka?
That's what it says here.
Mean anything to you?
It doesn't even click with her.
That's the name of the guy who was supposed to be working. Frank Sabatka.
Yeah. See, you are getting something out of this.
How many fucking Sabatkas can there be, even down here in Pollock Town?
Not that, well, I mean, there's some, but not a bunch. Good investment.
Because linking a street-level drug connect to our main target has to be worth a couple of hundred for starters.
I figured that Nick's escapades would incriminate Frank in some way. And it's Nick, not Zig, ultimately. I guess it just goes to show anyone can get dragged down into this type of life or game, given the circumstances.
What's your role?
Under the right circumstances or wrong
Just
circumstances.
a humble motherfucker with a big-ass dick.
Okay. You're not humble if you're saying that about yourself.
I ain't all that humble.
No. Shit. They're going to get some wins here. They're going to get some wins with this warehouse and with Herc and Carve on Nick. Who would have thought they'd be the ones?
Oh, we got that.
Yeah. Yep. Proposition Joe. Wow, what a tangled web we weave.
I swear to God, if you plays that goddamn song one more time, I'm gonna clock his ass good.
You can take him, Zig.
He just looks big.
Who the fuck is he, huh? Oh, pussy.
You're a legend of the docks, Zig. Fucking.
You're a legend of the docks, Zig. They're just egging him on because they think it'll be funny.
Man down. Verse 5. Who? New Charles.
We were just talking about dock injuries. Holy shit, and this is just, holy shit, and this is just gonna reinforce what they were, dude's just gonna like, told you, this is why we need the equipment. Take a drag! My buddy tore his ACL once, and that's the first thing he said, I need a cigarette.
Frank,
How's the leg look?
Which leg's that now?
That was whatever I just did was the definition of a nervous laugh. That was weird. That leg's gone. And now this dude's out of work. Maybe disability is a thing, probably.
This case needs to be worked, Lieutenant.
A little bit of product placement for Brisk.
The Rolls came to me. Asked if I would take the homicides.
You should. Those girls in the can really suffocated, Lieutenant. They really died in that fucking box.
Yeah, it does matter.
Pick this case up, you might eat those open murders. But you let it pass. You gotta ask yourself how you want to live your day-to-day.
Fucking A-Lester's the man. He's right. Daniels is thinking more about where he wants his career to go than doing the right thing, which is sort of where he found himself early on in season 1, you know. Whereas at the end he decided, nah, I just gotta do the right thing. Gonna give her money, yeah.
From the guys in 1514.
You know how you got the name New Charles? First day of work was the same day the Pacifico dropped the hatch cover on Charlie Banyan. Had to clean up old Charlie with a shovel. Ever since then, New Charles.
Well, Jesus. That's a way to jinx yourself.
Where's the money from?
I knew he was gonna ask. Wonder if he'll rat him out or something.
But what I need from you, I get. No bullshit, no arguments.
Well, we haven't seen McNulty or Elena at all this episode until now. And I don't care one bit. All the characters are so good, it doesn't matter who you see and who you don't per episode. Except I do miss Bubs.
Elena.
Wait, why are they together right now? I thought she said get out last episode. Yeah, good for you.
I don't trust you.
Good. Good.
I can care about you, and I can want us to be friends.
That's mature.
And if you give me enough time, Jimmy, maybe I will actually want you to be happy. But how the hell am I supposed to trust you?
Yeah, it's done, man. The bridge is burnt. You can't go back to what it was. Probably wasn't great anyway. That was a mature way to say that. I hope he makes peace with that, because that's the reality. Now he's taken down a notch.
Together, I would at least have Rawls as a rabbi. It could still work for me.
You know what I said earlier about how I was drawing parallels between their marriage and McNulty's and Elena's? I feel like we just got that last scene so that now we could get this scene.
The mind that's always a step ahead of me. The person who never stops thinking it through. That's what I fell in love with first.
You know what I fell in love with first?
There might be like a...
Your ambition.
Yeah, I think actually...
Where'd that man go?
I actually don't think they're gonna... Fuck me. They're not gonna last, are they? Because they're not on the same page. But it's sort of... Not really, but... Fuck, whatever. You guys know everything I could say. The comment section and the audience... You guys are omnipotent. Whatever. You're too good for her, Daniels. You're too good for her. She wants a life of luxury and status. You don't need all that shit. You're actually probably more compatible with Elena. I don't even know Daniels' wife's name. Marla is her name. Yeah, I don't like her. We never were supposed to. They are good at communication, though. Even though that's what's just killed the marriage. Oh, somebody is hammered.
Laney, you gotta talk to me.
Last call.
I can't tell if this is the best drunk acting I've ever seen or the worst.
One more, please.
Dumped a bunch of water on him.
Was it okay, Jimmy?
Pour it.
Pour it.
I'm looking you in the eye, Gus. I'm telling you, I'm not driving a car tonight.
He's driving a car tonight. Yep. Oh my god, he's carrying. The car's just running, he's just gonna leave it there. What's he pointing at? He gonna crash it on purpose? Jesus Christ. Obviously, as you've already seen or will see, I didn't really think about this opening scene too much the first time around. You'd think by now I'd have learned that everything means something in The Wire. Every line, every look, every action, let alone scene. And maybe I went through the motions a little bit on this one or turned my brain off. But regardless, upon further review, I've come to the conclusion that this scene featuring the drunken shenanigans of one Jimmy McNulty pretty much sums up his character perfectly. And that's the whole point. It's an analogy for who he is. He drives drunk right into a pillar, refuses to believe it's his fault, hence bite me, and then he tries to reenact the exact same trajectory in order to prove it wasn't his fault, only to crash his car once again. Season 1 of this series talked a lot about how McNulty thinks he's smarter than everybody else. In general, I think Season 2 as a whole deals a lot with consequence, which I've talked about in the previous videos, and accountability. Whether it be Frank, Zig, Nick, D'Angelo, or Jimmy, we see a lot of the characters doubling down on their actions rather than admitting fault, or in Dee's case, being honest with themselves and moving forward. He's the only one to sort of do that so far. Since I'm on this topic, there's a scene in this episode featuring Frank and Lou where Lou basically calls out his brother, and Frank refuses to take any responsibility for being dirty. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I don't know why I'm rambling in this voiceover. I don't know if McNulty comes to terms with the mistakes he's made in this episode. There's even a line later on where he asks, what the fuck did I do, when he walks in and they're talking about who's going to go undercover as a whore. Not as a whore, but you know what I mean. As a guy who wants to pay hookers. Anyway, at the very least, the episode begins and ends as a character study, I think. It bookends, you know, in the same bar, but under different circumstances. We go from a drunken Jimmy to a simply buzzed Jimmy, with the latter recognizing that maybe he should do things just a little bit differently. He doesn't go full D'Angelo, but maybe he's on that path. I don't know. We'll see.
What's with the hand?
This is a scratch. Give me some eggs, will you? I get scrap with that?
You can get anything you want.
Okay, maybe I'm just like extremely heterosexual, so sometimes this I just don't understand. But is McNulty that good looking that he can get laid just like that when he's blacked out drunk, his hands bleeding, and he doesn't even say anything remotely charming? Like, what are we doing here? This isn't how life works.
When you walk to the garden.
Whatever. Maybe she just needed it. So he does, okay. So he wanted to get back with his wife and have the family, which would have been nice. I think I talked a lot in season 1 about how his family should be his purpose, but he made his job his purpose. And since Rawls put him on the docks, or the Marine unit, he doesn't have that same purpose. So naturally, he'd be like, family is purpose now. But he can't have that in the way that he wants. He can have it in another way. He can be a good dad. But Elena is completely and utterly done with his shit. So in order for McNulty to not be a drunken maniac, he needs to get into the detail somehow. They need to get him involved, which I'm sure is what will happen. How come they don't fly away, Ziggy? You know, I know a lot of drunks, and I've had issues with drinking myself. I still struggle.
This is candy, Zig. You're a legend.
A legend of the docks. They're really just trying to get him to fight Mao. But the way I keep myself from spiraling is you just focus on trying to be productive and doing other things. So I do relate to this, and I get it. Being useful or of service in some way.
What's your PC on the truck driver?
Sergei Molotov, resident alien. No criminal history here. We ID'd him from the contract on the DAC truck rental.
He was nice enough to give the truck rental people his cell phone number.
Oh, wow.
Tap 2 feels a bit thin.
How about Nicholas Sabaka of the 1400 block of Reynolds Street? Want to see his information? Herc and Carver followed him from a drug meet along the
How
Fayette
proud
Street
Herc looks.
back to his parents' South Baltimore Road.
Yeah, fellas.
Sabatka's your stated target, right?
This is a nephew, and from the look of it, he's involved in street dealing as much as smuggling. But right now, this case feels like a lot more than Frank Sabatka.
Start typing. I'll call the judge.
Oh, hi, Rhonda. A bit delayed, sorry. They're not setting up this fight between Zig and Mao for no reason. It's gonna tie into everything else.
Cappuccino? The fuck is that? You old pussy, Zig. Cold cocking.
Look, I love a tasty drink. I don't give a shit. Why? Well, I guess he did make you think you're a father. Guys.
No, fuck you, Maui.
Maui, sorry.
Stay there. Fuck you.
They're gonna leave him on top of the container?
Any of you fucks try to help him down, you'll be up there with him.
Bad advice! Yeah, no shit! Rule number 1. Just because someone gives you advice doesn't mean you have to listen to it. Because remember, if it's bad advice, you can't blame them. It's on you.
Jim Brown was All-American midfielder at Syracuse.
You putting yourself beside Jim Brown?
I'm just saying.
I thought you were born in pinstripes.
I've never seen Buck in anything other than a suit.
A veteran police of means and talent can wear whatever the fuck he damn well pleases.
Up to a point.
Since when? That's not how you've operated in the past.
Well, it's a hell of a
I
thing to take
suppose,
a
never mind.
downtown police and lose them in a crosstown world.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I like that he's just embracing this new...
Kiss my ass.
He's wearing sweatpants. He's just embracing this new environment, in a way. It's interesting that we focus so much on Bunk's alcoholism, and now this episode's surely gonna, or already has, focused on McNulty's. It's also, I think there's something to be said about how McNulty has the time and the money.
Like fake tits? I can't decide.
Yeah.
Thus far, I'm undecided on fake tits.
Look, fake, real, the tits. What are we doing here? Even that's related to what I was gonna say. Some people don't have access to tits at all.
I thought I knew what paperwork was, but what you all go through to listen to someone else's phone calls?
Yeah, it's worth it.
You all cannot spell for shit.
Well, would we be police if we could?
You think he'll sign it?
No
That's
problem if you
fun-
clean
that
his
was
garage first. Or wash his windows, maybe?
Wash windows?
Honestly, I live in an apartment, but I've never watched these fucking things. It rains.
Absolutely. Upstairs, gentlemen. 3rd floor, back bedroom. Sash installation. And then if you can give the windows a wash. Thank you.
Name Francis. S-O-B-O-T-K-A.
I've never understood people who look at porno mags like it's reading material. Just very, like... That's interesting. Well, that's clever.
Hey, Horse, you don't pay your phone bill for 3 months, what happens?
No phone.
Okay, so I'm like 90 days late on my cell phone, but they let me go. Even before I mailed the check in. I asked a nice lady in the billing department why that is. You know what she tells me? I've been flagged.
Flagged?
She says it's right there on the computer screen when my account comes on. Do not disconnect for non-payment.
Can they do what? That's not good. So that he's gonna figure out that they're tapping him or monitoring, you know? Wow. I didn't think his situation would benefit him in that way, you know?
You had a night, huh? You're just gonna let all this shit fly out, huh?
Yeah. The dude needs purpose. Jimmy's very singular in his focus. Whatever it is, you know?
Come and get me.
Oh, this is not unlike the scene from the pilot episode, Train Tracks.
They got every swinging dick with a shield on that detail but me.
Jealous bitch.
He's pissing on the train tracks again. But no, it was McNulty doing it last time.
Take your place in the heartbeat.
Yeah.
Why?
Needs it.
I need to get off that boat, Bunk. I need to do a case. I'm no good for...
Yeah. He needs to be doing something. Needs purpose. Needs to feel like he's useful.
That's all you want. Just go and ask Rawls.
Yeah. I don't...
You know that labor position on the Port Advisory Board, that one I was telling you about? I put you up for it. You're on. The board chair and me, we got a relationship.
You mean you greased it?
Lou, that's his name. I didn't even think about the drawing parallels between Lou and Frank and Nick and Zig, but it kind of makes sense.
That's not for me.
What's for you? That shit wagon parked out front needs a battery?
Whatever I got comes straight.
Yeah. This is the difference between the two of you. You both want the best for the
Real
union,
noble,
but...
big brother.
Not noble, right?
Right. I love this. You guys know I love it when characters try to do the right thing when that's not
Well, the only difference between me and you is you picked the wrong union.
easy or clear.
If you were in my position...
I'm not. And I tell you the truth, I'm glad I don't have to make those kind of choices.
Or Lou could just, because we had that scene where he doesn't even bet on horses. He just sort of imagines himself betting. He doesn't take risks because he knows that consequences are a real thing, not just in this show, but in real life, you know, which this show does its best to reflect. At the end of the day, it's still a narrative, so it probably makes way more sense than the real life, especially in regards to consequence.
How come they don't fly away?
His wings are clipped.
By a duck. Oh, he
Thanks, Mr. Diz.
He relates to the duck. Clipped wings. That's how he feels. That's how everyone feels.
Jimmy McNulty, when he ain't policing,
Identifies with them.
he's a picture postcard of a drunken, self-destructive fuck-up.
Yeah, that's a lot of us when we don't have something.
But on a good case, I mean, running in front of the pack. That's as close as the man comes to being right.
Being right. That was intentional. Because sometimes when doing the right thing is just feeling useful, like you're helping other people, you know?
We get you registered, we get paid.
And they give me money, which you guys keep, and I don't get nothing.
Yeah, we cracked the fucking case wide open. We brought back very significant information about a major drug trafficker. That's what we did.
But that's your fucking job, right? You get paid a salary for that.
Good point.
10% goes to me, and I don't tell.
You don't tell because your ma and my ma are sisters. That's why you don't tell, Bernard.
We're not even gonna use your real name. You're gonna be registered
They're
as Fuzzy
cousins.
Dunlop, a street name.
Fuzzy Dunlop? Fuzzy Dunlop? Fuzzy Dunlop.
Nice sled you got.
Money's cheap.
Money's cheap. The fuck does that mean?
Means I got a good deal, you peckerhead. Yeah, it's me.
Hey, Nico, things okay?
Things are going great, you know? Go call you back in a few, all right?
I want to meet him.
Let me handle the business. I mean, you're getting paid, right?
Fuck you.
Pick up the fucking money, Ziggy.
I don't want it. You pick it up. Fuck you.
It is like Frank and Lou, sort of. Like, it's not about the money. It's about how you go about doing things, right?
Not as careful as Barksdale's people were.
This ain't West Baltimore. They're on their phones because they don't expect us to be on them.
I mean, Frank's going to, though. Frank will suspect.
It ain't gonna happen.
They literally just care about McNulty. That's kind of heartwarming.
You ever see how a dog gets when he smells a bone buried out in the yard?
Yeah.
And don't give me any of that, he's got that fire in the belly garbage either.
I've said that. I say that to people.
What I need from you, I get. No bullshit, no arguments.
What?
When I agreed to take these murders for you, I made my terms clear. Remember?
That's right. This makes sense. I forgot.
Jesus, Lieutenant, when I said anything, I meant, I'd let you have a kiss. Feel my tits or something, you know?
Real or fake.
You want me to clear those bodies?
Yeah, McNulty can help.
See that you do.
Oh, wow. His reaction here is going to be something. Fuzzy Dunlop.
Fuzzy Dunlop.
This new generation with the names. He turned us on to the Sabaka kid, Lieutenant.
I wonder if this is going to come back to bite them in the ass. They made that up, obviously.
I'm telling you, now that the weather's turned, I'm gonna roll, Diggsy. Thanks.
Oh man, Diggsy, we barely knew ya. Got a hell of a mustache, though. Godspeed.
Well, we can't stand up to what they moving down the way, so... Man, how you gonna act like that? Man, look, I feel you, but I still gotta let you go, so... At least we do for some of that separation pay, though, right? Well, man, you better go on before I lose my composure.
It's kind of like how Frank doesn't have hours for guys on the docks sometimes. You know, I get that that's intentional. I'm just saying.
Assumption number 2 is that the apartments in that condo are working as a cat house with those Russian girls.
Which means to get someone in there undercover to make the case.
I'll do it.
I'd march into hell.
Prez, they're gonna send.
You know that.
They're gonna send Prez.
I heard tell of it.
Or are they gonna send McNulty? Why is that so funny?
What?
Takes a whore to catch a whore.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's why.
What the fuck did I do?
You fucked a lot.
Dolores, is that you? Dolores, I'd like you to meet my attorney. Yes, Stephen L. Miles.
Stephen L. Miles.
I'd like a stiff one for myself and one for my counselor.
Look at the necklace he put on. Or the collar, I mean.
Like I'm the only guy
No way.
in South Balmer that ever tried to win the affections of a farm animal. Enough talk. I'd like one for the house, and don't forget to water my fine feathered friend here.
If it's for the duck, the next round is on me.
Pace yourself. You're drinking with the longshoreman tonight.
You know, that's a great bit. Ziggy's smart, you can tell by the jokes he makes, but then he just acts so stupid it doesn't make sense to me sometimes.
Name of Caspia, docks tomorrow a.m.
Man, horseface on it?
Wonder if that porno Meg's gonna come back around.
This time, though, we got the wire up. Eyes and ears both.
Prez loves this shit. There's really no point in saying this, but if I think back to when I met Prez to now, it's like, wow, I hated him. I did not like him when we met him.
What's he waiting on?
He's getting himself all steeled up, tell some tales. Lying to the wife's easy. He's looking your kid in the eye. That's the hard part.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he knows.
Robert Johnson. Can you believe that? Bob, I'm very disappointed in you.
Punch in those 4 numbers there.
Connections.
And ask for Eve.
What?
What a perfect name for someone who's gonna ruin the world and your life, potentially. Fucking Eve. God damn it.
Might take you to the dance.
The bit with the girl at the beginning makes sense now, because it reestablishes that McNulty's a whore, you know, of sorts. Reminds the audience. Although, again, that was contrived. But whatever, it could happen, I guess. You go to diners all the time and then ask for eggs and then have sex instead. That happens all the time. All the time. That's why Perkins is the place to be. Oh, he's putting it together. Excuse me, miss, who the fuck are you?
Hey, when's B. Russell coming back from the Fairfield Piers? Who, Beatty? She's not down Fairfield.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, Frank. Your girl will be back soon enough. Yeah.
She's detailed, something to do with city police.
Yep. I like how he's catching on. It makes it a little juicier and less easy. It's like when Avon caught on at the end of season 1. And Frank's not stupid, neither is Avon, obviously, so it makes sense that it sniffs something
First, I got this thing on my phone, Bill.
Yeah.
Now I hear B. Russell's doing some shit with real police.
You're paranoid, Frank.
Horseface literally reads the paper the same way he reads whatever that was, Hustler, I don't know.
You want me to lose a clean can?
And give it to the Russian, yeah.
You gonna tell him?
If I'm right about this, they'll thank me.
Oh my god, he's gonna pull a fast one.
Another disappeared can just hit the chassis.
They're running them out in
Oh
tandem.
my god, he's gonna play him.
I'll call the MPA, delay the truck.
Do it. We just still here?
This is gonna derail the detail a little bit. Why is she looking at him like that? They are gonna bang. They are gonna hook up at some point. Frank, my god, you beautiful genius.
You stop for 24. License and registration.
This show really knows how to build tension. You know, cut to Frank, him walking, looking at the can, cut back to McNulty in the car, and it's all silent, you know what I mean? No dialogue, just the sound of the environment and various things that people are doing, whether they be driving or tapping, pushing keys on their phone. It sucks you in a way that other shows don't, because there's this constant need for music to tell you how to feel nowadays, which I've talked about a lot in the past. Fucks with tone too much. If you pick the wrong music, I'm having that issue, or had that issue with the Fallout show, because they just use music to tell you how to feel way too much, and I feel like sometimes the tone doesn't land the way it should.
Look at that. I just wanted to give you a heads up. That last little item we sent out, it's wrong.
Not on the phone, Frank.
But this time, he needs to be there. In fact, he wants to be there to hear this shit.
They're not going to be able to hear that conversation, are they?
Tu l'avais simera. El buffo psicopano.
No subtitles for foreign languages.
I am waiting for Russian vodka, and you bring me a trash from Taiwan. Give me your phone.
Is this guy flipping out gonna... Oh.
He's down on the same number.
Oh, this is gonna fuck Frank's plan.
Cigar, eh?
Holy shit, my hair looks ridiculous right now.
Just get rid of it.
I was gonna say if they could listen in.
This is sweet.
Yeah.
The
So
boss man.
they know they got played now. And they know who the boss is. So for what Frank did completely backfired.
Bring your boys too, you know what I'm saying? 7 o'clock, yo.
Hey, Pooh. Yo, Pooh.
Come on, man.
I didn't realize Boots like McNulty. The streets.
The female? Yeah, man, but you be getting dizzy behind that shit.
Mm-hmm.
At least I be getting some. Yeah, well, I be getting some too. But I don't make it my everything.
Yeah. It's a problem if it becomes your everything. Just feeling the need to have someone else complete you is a problem. Be okay on your own. The rest will come.
Call Spiro still, right?
Well, I suppose this plan didn't backfire, because if the can was dirty, that would have been bad for them as well.
What's with the duck?
Siggy.
Yeah. Is this his way of winning over the guys? People to like him again? Yeah, for sure.
Somebody fucked up. They even called the boss man about it.
I gotta spring the sitter. But for a ride home, I'll go for a quick beer. More than one, I get sleepy.
Yeah, me too.
This is gonna happen. He just got laid yesterday. The waitress. Who knows where she's been?
2.
Yeah, Lester knows. Lester knows everything, dude.
How about you?
This is 100% a date. You can tell by the music in the background. Even though it's just, you know, the music they're playing in the bar. This is a romantic bar. What bar plays? I mean, I don't know where this is. It's like a hotel bar.
Left us.
Fancy restaurant.
Said it was either my job or him.
Oh, wow, you guys are the same. You guys are kind of the same, I suppose. But you're like the female version of what he's doing.
What about with you and your wife?
She died.
What the fuck?
None now, Gus. I'm good.
Oh, this is the same bar it was at before? It's a completely different vibe now.
Sure.
Be right back. I just gotta make a call.
Oh, is this the connections? I guess this hour would make sense.
Yeah, let me talk to Eve.
What kind of a girl are you looking for? We'll have a variety.
Is he gonna describe her to them? Yeah. That's essentially, well, he doesn't have to. I mean, that look did that for us. What the hell is Bodhi gonna do? His do-rag is tight and ready to go. Oh, they got new jobs for the competitors. He just invites him over? This is way, like, McNulty, it's just way too easy for McNulty. He doesn't even do anything. Maybe that's the key. Yeah, he's gonna leave. Because he's like, you need to focus. Yeah, he understands this.
Long day.
Me too.
That is the right thing to do. He's like, don't be like me. That's a bit of character development I didn't expect in this episode for McNulty. And I suppose it's a result of him finding purpose in what he's doing again. It allows him to think straight and be the person he wants to be as opposed to the person he defaults on being.
Nigga, you done lost your motherfucking mind. You standing on my real estate. Mine now. Look, I'm gonna let you walk off right now. But we could do it the other way.
You got to do it the other way. Them?
He knows them, so he's not afraid of them.
You gonna see me in your sleep.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's dressed like a pope, that guy. But dressed like a bishop, not the pope.
Where is he?
You can talk to me, Frank.
This is bigger than you.
I'll tell him what you say.
Bullshit. Come on, Nick.
Mr. Greek? That okay? I've seen him in here before.
Have a seat.
Just how Spiros always acts. I get to talk to the Greek.
So you switched the can.
Straight away, the MPA cops stopped that Russian's truck right after he picked it up.
I have to open the warehouse up again. Lose a few more clean cans, deliver them there. Someone's watching, show them we've nothing to hide.
Our cut stays the same though, right?
You kidding?
What's your name?
Oh, this is putting Nick in his place. Oh.
Well, that's a fair question, Nico.
They just always call him Nico. Oh, this is gonna... Yeah, Nick needs the money. He committed to this lifestyle. This is a reality check for Nick.
I got things happening right now. Things with my union. Right now. Straight now.
Okay. We pay you still. And I want you should be happy.
I guess, yeah, to be fair, the things you're doing to masquerade as clean
it's a new
is
world,
work.
Frank.
Right.
You should go out and spend some of the money on something you can touch. A new car, a new coat. It's why we get up in the morning, huh?
No. No. What are they gonna do? They realize that Frank and all this is a liability, and they want to probably...
Let be, Adina.
Is there a way that the Greeks could possibly incriminate Frank and exclude themselves or alienate themselves from this situation? Oh, great. I hit pause, and the cover banner for episode 9 shows Bodhi and Poot in a shootout. I don't need to see that. I think that's going to be the end of this video. Big love to everyone who was bored enough to join me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drive me off this platform if you must. Otherwise, like, subscribe. Dislike for cathartic reasons. Drink water, stay young, and remember, don't be an idiot, be a buffoon. Peace.